And we're back.
And we're back.
All right. Let's present. And I'm telling you right now, I will bet you. I'll bet $10 that Picasso comes in here and asks me for my chart book again. That's been the theme all day.
You can't just, if he heard you, like that doesn't count.
Too funny. All right, let me pop up this chart. So Smitty did a whole lot of nothing today?
A whole lot of nothing, dude. Paid my student loans off. That was a fucking debacle. They had none of my contact information. So these fuckers, dude, I owed $1,200, right? A measly amount of money in the grand scheme of things. And fucking didn't know, but they had apparently wanted me to pay them. And don't know where they were sending that information. Long story short, they took my credit from like 840 to or 830 to 660. So that was
boy.
Yeah, dude, I got on and
whoa, what happened? What did I miss?
Yeah, I missed like 2 student loan payments. Had no idea that I needed to start repaying those, right? I owed $1,200 and I hopped on my bank and was paying some bills and saw that my credit score got absolutely tanked. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't miss shit on there. And sure enough, I did, which, yeah, not ideal, but you know, is what it is. So I got on, paid that off today. Had to hop on, got our CFTC portal, at least the application set up so we can get that shit knocked out. And yeah,
go contest it. Go contest it, because if you do, they've got to return your credit to where it was, and then you can drag that shit out for months and get that taken care of. That's I hate when that shit happens.
Right. And it's the grand scheme of things is like my, the monthly spend on between my 2 credit cards is, egregious with my wife and what she does. And I never miss that shit, right? Never miss any car mortgage, any of that stuff. And it's like, the student loans. So, this is, the stream probably doesn't give a shit about this, but long story short, when the student loans got rolled over to a new company, apparently this happened to a lot of people. And it's just one of those that seems like a little bit of a shady practice on their ends, but that's dealing with the government. What do you expect?
Careful, Smitty, you're going to get deported.
Yeah, you know what? Where are they going to send me? Might be nice. And deport me down to, I'm just kidding. I don't want to get deported. I like it here.
Oh boy, there's a whole lot of nutting today. And all this earnings coming up. Earnings whispers. Let's see what we got.
So the one thing I did look at this morning, kind of near the lows when I did pop on, was, and we talked about this during our last call about selling the Meta. I think I was looking at Meta 500s, and those have creamed out just a bit, probably about 20%. This morning I looked at the Microsoft, what is this? 375s. They were trading about $5, like $4.90, $5, and they're down to 315. So I think that would have been a fun trade for the day. But again, that was at pretty much the lows just by happen chance, right? I was looking at just try to catch some of that decay into earnings. Had no idea the move was going to happen like it did. And those are trading 315. So would have been an okay trade for the day, but probably wouldn't want to hold that put sell. And that would have been a put sell, just to be clear. So probably wouldn't have wanted to hold that into the actual earnings. That's a little tight in case you do get put the shares. And I probably would have kept it only to about 10,000. So 100 contracts. I think that would have been a $20,000 trade if I'm not mistaken. But didn't shoot on it. Not mad.
Kelly and Lucci had big days today.
Did they? Yeah. Good on them.
Yeah.
I'll cheer them from the sidelines all day long. What was Lucci short, I take it?
Yeah.
Was he short?
Yeah. Lucci was short off the open. Kelly was short yesterday in size and underwater, and then ended up obviously getting the big move down today off that bad economic data.
Mm-hmm. Hey, on them both.
So Kelly had a $1.8 million day. I think that's what he had.
1.8, 1.6, something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
That's a pretty good day.
You guys remember when we were on here, I got excited about a put seller in cores. I'm still sitting in that.
If he forgot his time on that one. Oh,
Yep.
shit. It's the end of the day.
Exactly. I was like, oh, I can't dump it now. Now I'm stuck with this damn thing.
It's not looking too bad.
And what's the other little shit one I'm stuck with is Joby. I'm still stuck with that thing.
What's that thing been doing? Okay.
Nothing.
Whole lot of
Drifting
nothing.
around.
Are you in leaps in that as well?
On Joby?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's one that I did with GJT and caught a lot of this run up to like that almost $11.
Right, from like last November, right?
Yeah, and then took profits and threw them into leaps as a IDGF trade. And
Right.
cores is kind of one of those as well, but obviously I'm in a different situation now because I got to sit on these things, but it's equity as opposed to options. So I'll just sit in the equity, and I mean it's only a 5,000 lot, so I don't care. It's not a $7 stock, $8 stock.
Right. It's not gonna bankrupt you.
Exactly.
How about this? How about PLTR?
How about it?
This is, I mean, back on a little tear here, running into earnings in 5 days. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing take out those highs in the next few days.
Yeah, that's what we were
Almost
talking about on was that Monday that we were talking about it?
Yeah.
The run up into the number is a good play, and then step out of the way, or you run up into the number and roll the dice and maybe take some puts.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't disagree with you, Smiddy. I don't disagree that it can't take out the highs. It can do it quickly, easily.
Yeah,
Aiden, who usually hangs out with us, is like PLTR 600 PE. Might as well shoot for 1,000 plus. Just as dumb as Tesla.
Why not?
I mean, but here's the thing: is like, and that kind of talk is fine. However, it doesn't matter if you're trading it. You don't care about its multiple or any kind of fundamental, whatever that would clearly make common sense does not apply if you're trading it and if you've got price in your favor. None of the fundamentals matter at that point. Ask Dan Nathan and Guy Adami.
Guy Adami.
That's what gets those guys into trouble all of the time. Is they don't, and I don't even think they realize they're doing it. They all come at this with like the fundamental reasons why something should or shouldn't be working, when price is just giving them the middle finger. Like they're not traders, and that's like the fatal flaw in most generally speaking, most retail or people who are otherwise generally smart and rational try to apply a fundamental thought to either a technical or just a stock that just has momentum and buyers. You can't fight that. You can, but you're going to lose money.
Did you guys catch this PLTR? Almost 1.4 million 180 calls for November.
Which ones?
PLTR 180 call November for 1.4 million.
That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. That flies in the face of anybody's fundamental analysis, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is just one of those names where you just got to expect it that fundamentals just don't matter, right? It's just a name that's going to do its own thing.
Right. They matter until they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think is interesting, and it's something that was in the room today too, that I was kind of, confused about, I guess, and maybe Ron, you and Smiddy can give me your perspective, but prior to earnings, like the day of earnings, right? Like we'll use Meta. Someone was talking about Meta's bear flagging on the hourly. Do you give a shit about what the technical picture is at 45 minutes before earnings?
No.
No, I mean, no.
I'm probably not trading at 45 minutes before earnings either.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough.
My whole thing is you're looking at it, right? You're just like, okay, yeah, like it's doing this, it's doing that. But like, all right, for what time frame are you looking this on? Are you if it's a year out and you want to play earnings with that year position because you're looking at a whole technical thing, that's fine. But then you run the risk of earnings completely destroys your technical picture because they don't care.
Yep.
Just making sure. Just curious.
Yep.
Just Joe, was that, I don't know who brought that up, but was that an intraday bear flag? If I'm looking at this right.
Yeah, on the hourly, I think is what they said. Let's see.
An hourly. Okay. I was looking at a 3 minute, but I get the same picture where it almost looks like it was invalidated at one point where it broke above, sold back off. So it's like, how do you, I'm never traded off flags or anything like that. That never was my cup of tea personally. So I don't know what the rules are around that, right?
Tell me, where's my flag at, Ron? Hey, tell me where my flag is, Smiddy.
Where's the flag?
Is this the flag? Is this it? It's pretty.
I mean, I guess, dude. I don't know what they're seeing here.
Where's your Ichimoku cloud, Joe?
Yo, wait a second. Let's look. Let's look at the Hankin Ashi. Yo, look at that. I could trade that. Oh, God. There's people that I know that are really good at trading with point and figure, and this shit drives me crazy.
I can't do it. I'm too ADHD for that.
I don't understand this. But there's people that are really good with it, and I'm like, hey, more power to you.
I mean, listen, you don't, in my opinion, you don't need to make things more complicated. The simpler you can make them, the better off you are. All these guys, like these clowns out there about, trade my blah, blah, blah system. And as soon as I hear the word system, I'm like, you're an idiot. I'm out. Like, don't make it super complicated. You don't need to make it super complicated. 1 or 2 trades is all you need, kids. You don't have to trade every single freaking tick. And how many opportunities did just even the queues get? Like you had 2 phenomenal entries for long on queues if you wanted long off of the 5-day anchor. Twice.
Yeah, the 5-day looked good, and then honestly, kind of late here in the day, what would that be? Was that 2:30? I think East Coast time. A nice bounce off the 2-day as well, like to the money.
Agreed. That's my point. Smitty, that's exactly my point. It's like, which one do you want to use, and what's your goal, and what's the vehicle that you want to use to accomplish that goal? What's your timeline? Right? It's not. I don't think it's any more complicated than that, but people want to make it more complicated than that because they think it's like look at how smart I am. It's not about that. It's about you making money. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Bingo.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Joe, did you have any trades today? What you got on your book over there,
I caught here. I'll put it up on the chart here on my one that drives people crazy. I got part of this short off the open.
Okay, nice.
Caught a little bit of it scalping wise. I think I got in around here, around this little area where it kind of bounced, and then here and I did package this up for you. And so I can send you the link and I'll invite you.
Ooh, yeah.
Actually, it's right here. I'm supposed to publish it. Let me get out of this. Yes. Let me hide that. Let me turn off the bands and the blue because the blue don't really matter at this VIX. Look it.
Boom.
Look it. So pretty.
Look at the little star you gave yourself too.
There's a loser right here. Smid.
Mm-hmm.
But this was when he was yapping, so I wouldn't have taken it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even this one, which got it, right? You know, that's you got to be laser fast to get into that shit. So it probably wouldn't happen. But this was slow, and then there's one off the open. It got the
beautiful.
bottom.
Yeah.
Right. You know, but for someone like you that's got wiggle room with book size, this will especially work because I mean, here, if you took it, usually you take it on the next candle, so your range for entry is 19,132 to 19,114. And the low is 19,103, right? So you could give yourself that slippage to ride that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or stop out, but you know the way you would use it will be different than me because I don't have the size, that's for sure. But I'll send this to you.
Well, especially with how shit the book has been lately, I'm having to, you know, like I was telling you the other day, I'm having to go 5 contracts at a time so I don't get 10 points of slippage on my entry, which is, you know, dude, it seems egregious over there, but Thinkorswim's making plenty of money off us in commissions and can't give me a good fill to save my life. So I'm having to play that game, which is fine. You know, it's kind of fine. It never hurts, I feel like, to sit there and kind of slow roll your entries. As well, if you're intending to catch a bigger chunk of the move, right?
On the futures for your trading platform, are you using the DOM to enter and exit or not?
DOM?
No,
the DOM? Yeah.
No, I'm literally, Ranch, when I enter, it's a market order.
Okay.
So I just have the auto send.
I was just saying, you just have hotkeys going. You have hotkeys?
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
Dummy. Right. And then I got buy market, buy ask, buy bid. I have my strategies up there depending on what they are, contract size. And then I because I fat fingered once, I always make sure when I'm not actively looking at this to get into a trade that it says sim. I fat fingered something pretty bad earlier this year and it did not go in my favor. So now I'm like, I have a hotkey literally to flip me to sim the minute I'm not trading.
Did you have to pick up a paper route for a few weeks, Joe?
Yeah, it was Smiddy got a phone call like within 20 seconds after it happened. And I'm like, I fucked up, dog. I just gonna be honest with you. This was not pretty.
Fat fingered trades happen. They're part of life.
That, or you've got a giant brain like me, and you put a single fucking stop limit. Ooh, yep, that'll do it.
I think I brought my margin requirements to the absolute maximum for that trade. It would have been better if I was higher. Then they wouldn't have let me take the fucking trade. Oh my God, this Benzinga guy won't shut up.
I'm glad you can hear him and I can't.
You're listening to Trade the News.
I wish it was the Trade the News guys. This Benzinga dude. Oh,
the child.
He's the normal guy is good, but I think the normal guy has been getting busy or something lately because it's the cigar smoking dude that is like half the day now, and he's it's so brutal. Like I'm telling you, the guy has to smoke. If he's not a cigarette, so I could say he's a cigarette smoker. I mean, he's probably 2 packs a day. If he's cigar, that dude's probably puffing the entire day that he's on there. He's like, Puff, let me go talk now.
That's comedy. Who was the guy mumbling yesterday, Joe? Was that the other Benzinga guy?
It's probably, there's 3 of them. They have the regular dude, they got pack a day dude, and then they got the college kid. And the college kid is like the most monotone whatever person I've like ever, and he's just like talks like this and this and that. And then the other guy is whose cigar goes, well, we got Oscar Alpha James today with, and I'm like, spit it out. Spit it out. Argentina's GDP is down 5%. Nobody gives a shit. Shut the fuck up. God, I'm turning into Ranch. This is crazy. God, I spent too much time with this guy.
Oh, man.
It's glorious, and you know it.
T-Bone Thoughts looks like a SPY 550 pin today. Let's see where we're at. Yeah. I mean, probably sit like this till mock or a headline. I mean, from a charm perspective into the end of day here, you could pin here. Could also pin all the way down to 5,500 on SPX. Oh, George said he's unsubbing. Peace. Hey, George, nobody gives a shit. You suck at trading. Thank you. Bye. I'm just kidding.
Man.
Maybe you're a good trader. I don't really care. But like to just go out and type that, none of us fucking care. Like literally not a person here cares.
Wait, did anything trigger him, or what was the deal?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't like the fact maybe the Benzinga guy's his dad. Oh shit, that's probably what it was. He's like, this guy's talking shit about my father.
Maybe
Fuck.
he is the Benzinga guy.
Could be.
Chowd.
Could be my pink headphones. Who knows? I got some shit last week for it.
I mean, you got two multimillionaires that trade here. You're telling us peace. Like, do you think they do this because they need the money? No. They think comedy.
Where's Bruce? We need to get Bruce in here. Make sure he's giving us some shit. You guys remember good old Bruce from back in the Twitch days?
Who's Bruce?
Oh yeah, Bruce. Bruce popped in when Lucci and I did one of these
Did he really?
last week.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. That son of a bitch. He was the kid who came in every fucking day and just talked shit. And then you would tell him, like, why don't you go get a subscription and then you can come in the room and talk shit. And he'd be like, why would I do that? I can be here for free.
Yeah, that guy.
Every fucking day.
Yep. That's why we stopped doing that.
Right.
Because the freeloaders.
Right. And then there was the one goofball who was like, yeah, I've been making new email addresses and doing the 7-day trial for like 2 years straight. And it's like, what the fuck, man?
Thanks for telling us, because now you're banned.
And that's that.
Yeah, they don't know. I got a system in place now where I'm just like, we can find you. North went and dropped the hammer on people that could have potentially had free subs.
That's good.
Now look at Aiden. Later, losers. I'm going to Tim Sykes where the real money's made. I love you, Aiden. I mean, I could sit here and be like, all right, guys, looking at what's going on, I'm going to give you the 10 trades you need to take right now, 30 minutes before the close with 3 bigs earning numbers. But that would be really stupid.
Hella stupid.
Hella.
I mean, it's tough, too, not to just sit here and be like, all right, guys, I'm going to entertain everyone. We'll take a shot on the 10 line of Qs for $2,000.
Smitty, that's what you're here for.
I know it.
I want you to shoot, bro.
You know what we could do is we could just like open a fucking paper trading account and do that bullshit.
Hey, I got one right here. I'm on Sim. Here's my Sim right here. We can go long 50 contracts at NQ.
Not every day in trading is a day at the fucking track.
No, I'll get caught up more than anything. I mean, look at this here. I mean, just look at this shit. Even if you played the indexes today, where was the easy money made? You needed to be off this initial short, right? Which isn't even, I wouldn't even call that easy money because you know how much fuckery happens on the opening.
That's too hard. Yeah.
Right? That's tough. So the next spot is maybe 30 minutes in, you play a bounce or you play a reclamation of VWAP, which is more of what I would do.
Yep.
Right? You could play a VWAP test and then go there. And then look at this. It's just a slog.
Yeah, that's...
Look at where we chop. You're not making money in this. getting
with our
crushed.
proprietary T+1 system, you can.
Ranch, I think you made a great point though. Like, you know, it's not a day at the track. Remember, you know, and you've heard this, we've all heard this story a bunch, but Jay talking about his dad, when he would go to the track, he had his dad's buddies who would go bet the one race that they thought they had a good edge in. And then you'd have, you know, his dad was betting every fucking race. And, you know, that shit's hard to watch. My grandpa did that shit. He blew his entire retirement and VA benefits doing that exact thing out in Vegas. They go to the same casino every day. And, you know, he was at the sports book and just blew the wad. And then when he died, my grandma was, you know, she's kind of in a tough spot. It's pretty sad.
I can only handle Vegas like once every couple of years because as soon as I'm hanging out with you two clowns sucking on dice for more than a half an hour at 2 a.m., I gotta hang it up.
That was fun, man. That was a great time. When we played at the first place, which was off the strip, that was good.
Yeah.
We all hated the guy that made us money at the end of the day on that last table because he was taking so long.
Well, yeah,
and he kept hitting.
That was annoying. And he hit those freaking, what do they call that shit at the top where he bet all of the hard ways, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. No, the world bet. So he
did the around the world bet or whatever.
Around the world, and he hit it twice. I've never seen anybody hit it ever, and that guy hit it twice.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
Back, I was like, you got to be shitting me.
I'm sitting there, I'm playing my usual way, which is, you know, I'll play depending on what number comes up. I just play like usually 6, 8, and 9. Play odds if depending on what the bet is, and then I'll put hard ways on specific numbers sometimes. But other than that, the around the world bet and all that guy was, you could tell though that he didn't care if he lost.
Yep.
Right. You just oh yeah, whatever. And then he's like, I make so much this. I'm like, I would wonder what your P&L at on the craps table is because it's probably not good.
It's probably not good.
Like when they know you, it's not because you're winning money usually.
I think they bet. I think him and his lady both bet $10 a pop, but it paid like 170 to 1. So I think it was they walked out with like $1,700 each.
It was 170, and then then the middle, because you had to hit the 2 through 6 first, and then it was the opposite side, and then the middle bet is hitting all of it. So it was like 300 and something to 1, I thought, for odds.
Oh shit!
I thought
you might be right.
I thought he walked out of there with like 15 or 20 grand.
Yeah, he did because he had to go to the tax man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that and remember the people at the end of the table were giving him an eyeball, and the security guy was like, "You want an escort out to the car?"
Yeah. I'm sitting there like, you might need one, bud, because I'm just kidding. I'm right.
Like, you know, no, give me a marker and freaking here's my info, and I'll come back and see you in a few days. Like, be smart about it. You got somebody following you to the parking lot to get your bag. That's just bad news.
All right.
I don't think we're going to do much here coming in. You got SPY sitting on the week-to-date anchor, a rising 5-day moving average. You're sitting in between the MJ and the 50 cent. I don't think there's much to do here.
No, that's why we're talking about licking dice at the craps table.
Yep.
I think the most fireworks is going to be in the after hours, right? So, like me with the earnings, you know what I would like to do, if possible. I don't do this often, but I might today. Is play a little momentum off of numbers, depending on what people do, because it'll affect the futures. But
wait, are you saying you're going to scalp after hours?
Yeah, I might. Today's usually when you get these bigger names, I will, and I will only use my star system that I kind of made. It works really good after hours. It works with earnings. So we're using the star system. You know what's so crazy is sitting there like talking about it and saying it out loud. It sounds like the biggest thing of bullshit ever. I don't know why I picked stars. It just kind of worked, but it's based off of Bollinger Bands and shit like that, and it's just for scalping like 25 to 50 points. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna watch, and if I get one, I'll take it.
As long as people understand, right?
There's a very specific way to play it. You know, if you're a guy like Smiddy with size, then you have a little bit more runway to like hold or play around it, but you got to figure your own way to trade it. The way that I use it with it's like an 80% or 75% hit rate when I was back testing it is you're pulling off the initial contract for green fast, like 25 points. That's $500 a contract, an NQ. Like that's the initial. And then whatever you do with the runners, right? That's your own risk tolerance of like getting stopped out at break even if you want to hold it longer. But that's like the setup. Like you're in it to literally get a candle, and you have to be fast enough to do it, or it's just not going to be for you. Right? If you got to go figure out what your QQQ options are going to be and you're limiting it in, it doesn't work. You have to trade futures for it to work.
Yep, that's true.
But, I mean, looking at meta, right?
Don't forget about these. Look at these Microsoft spreads that they just posted in the room.
Oh, we got some Microsoft. I prefer Microsoft because I own it. Let's see. Earnings spreads. I'll pop these on stream for you guys so you can see them.
And why are these guys talking about PFE?
Oh, they love PFE in the room, bro.
So stupid.
So it looks like the biggest
DKTX buyout. I think that's what they're talking.
Oh,
I mean, if you're gonna talk therapeutic stuff, VS is the guy that when it comes to med shit, that he's really deep into that.
Yeah, him and GJT.
Yeah, a lot of respect for those guys on that stuff for sure. And so it looks like you got a pre-earnings bet 350 puts for stock. That looks like stock, yeah. So they bought puts and they own stock. All right, Smiddy, am I dumb? I own 2,000 contracts.
You're asking me? No.
Listen here, take your 6 brain cells, rub them together. No, yeah, that's what it is. They own 20,000 shares to offset their put buy. 407.5, 415 call spread off the ask. These are cheap.
Well, yeah.
These are cheap lottos. There's nothing here for me that is interesting. Strangle. Iron Condor. That guy's playing what I play. That's a volatility skew play.
I don't like holding that through the number. I understand what they're trying to accomplish, but
you're playing the volatility crash.
I just don't like the gap risk.
Yeah, it's tough. You can get smoked on it. Microsoft's been one of the better ones when I've done that because that's usually what I do.
Yeah,
but I'm not doing it for 57 cents.
Exactly.
It's not worth the risk.
Not worth the risk, not worth your time.
I need a buck and a half minimum.
Yep.
And that's tough to get just because there is so much risk. Microsoft's one that's a little less volatile, so I don't mind it. But they usually lately it's been moving more than its expected move on the options pricing. And with the Trump shit and everyone not giving guidance, I'm not getting in front of any of this.
Yep.
Okay.
We did get a little clarification too, Joe. The Nebius that I called out to report the other day, apparently
it's May.
Yeah, it looks like May, was that 25?
Yeah, I got it from GJT.
May 20th. Yeah, because TradingView was basically rolling it every day and saying that it was
They still
tonight.
are. Look at.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they still are. Let's take a look at Nebius.
Yeah, it's one of those things with them that every once in a while. Yeah, today.
Look at all these earnings. Yeah, that's not how this works. But I own the equity in that.
Yeah, I think my calls on that on the personal side are looking mediocre at best. Yeah, down pretty good. 70 cents from $1.95. So, but it's small. It's real small over there.
Wait, Trump is talking at 4 today? Aiden is saying that King Pumper talking at 4 p.m. investing in America after hours. So if you pile on, you pile on to earnings. I like how he came out and talked about this mess that he created that he says we inherited.
Right. Well, remember a few weeks ago, that was something I brought up with you guys and said the dude's got a window to blame the previous administration. No matter what happens, they either make a mess now and blame the previous administration, or they try to draw it out, make themselves look good up front, but it's all gonna, economic reality tends to set in, right? Yep. I think that was their game plan. So But as Lucci says, man, what is it? The sun shines on a dog's ass twice a day? Something along those lines.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day, Smitty.
This is true. Yeah, the guys in the room talking about Weeble. It's looking.
Yeah, they know I'm a
nice.
Weeble mobile app stan. I love the app. I don't trade with them. My cousin does, but I like their mobile app a lot.
Mm-hmm. I have not used any of those. You know, the Weebles, the Robin Hoods. Never tried those brokerages. So I'm happy to say. Do they have betting? They have like prediction markets though, right? On one of them, or
I don't
do both of
know.
those
I don't look at that. They do have like a stock twits like style chat though.
That's kind of nice. You should convert those guys to Steam Room members.
I mean, I just found out that Wall Street Jesus is one of the biggest stock twits people. Like he is number one on stock twits, and I didn't even know he posted there.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Like it was the end of year, right? Stock twits.
As a matter of fact, this is the first I'm ever hearing of it.
I gotta go find it because it was kind of funny.
Is this
just... there's nothing for us to do right now. How are you, man? But yeah, we were talking earlier about the market, and we're just gonna probably sit sideways until the close. Until we might get some fireworks in the after hours, which when I might play some futures. Let me go find this, Ron.
Aiden, he also said Q2 is Biden also front running bad numbers.
Yep.
He's just.
All right, I found the tweet. Look at this shit. Let me pull it.
So how are all those Tesla guys doing from yesterday? We saw an absolute slew of Tesla call buying, and then that thing exploded this morning.
Look at this real quick on my screen.
Are they all still sitting in those in the call buys from yesterday?
Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, cool.
Dude's number one. I didn't even know people still use that, and he's got the most new followers by 4-fold.
Is it all bots?
He's gotta be. I mean, he's competing with Dr. Stocks.
Dr. Stocks.
Anyway, sorry, Smiddy. Go ahead. What you were saying?
No. We got Dr. Stocks and Wall Street Jesus.
Yeah, just the gurus.
What is going on over here? What world do we live in? No, I was looking at just all that Tesla call buying we saw yesterday. So a lot of those guys were buying, end of day, and then obviously had a pretty tough day with this gap down. So I'm curious what's going on. There's still a good bit of open interest over there. Be interesting to see how that transfers to tomorrow as well. But I think they were hitting the 300, the 290s.
They did. They were playing 300s yesterday on Tesla with some time on them.
So the weeklies, let's see. Yeah, those are down, significantly. End of day, they were $5. Right now, 150. So probably a lot of folks trapped in that.
We saw a really wild move today in the anti-VIX too. I don't know if you guys saw the updated chart just now, but look at this.
Oh yeah.
Usually the moves are obviously much smaller, right? On a day-to-day basis. I mean, look at today. It straight fell off the cliff, and then it basically bottom ticked, and then it went off and running. Love that indicator, but holy crap, that's crazy.
JDV the Chase. I saw a bid for 400. What's he talking about? On what?
I'm assuming Tesla.
Oh, okay. A bid for 400?
Yeah, probably I'm assuming the 400 calls.
Okay, because I'm like, what do you mean a bit like
January's?
So you're not looking at the level 2.
And now to the most exciting segment of the show, TLT. We saw.
Oh God! You know what? Take the screen. You've earned this one. You have earned this one. You've earned this one. Smitty, do you want to show it?
No, I have to send you just a little chart, but all I'm looking at, guys, is I think fucking yields are going to jump again, and TLT is going to come right back. We saw a big sweep, $500,000 for the 86 puts going out to next month. Sorry, for June 6th. Those guys, when they come in on TLT, call and put side, they tend to do well, right? It's a boring game over there. So I always pay attention to those because they get it right. And yields look like they might have a nice little bottom forming here. So it's fucking boring. I get it, but I pay attention to
money is money.
I'm literally fighting to stay awake right now.
Dude, he told me he loved it. I mean, I'll give you credit, Smitty. You called it right around here when it was at $86.
Mm-hmm.
Or at 89.
It was a little move, it's nothing that fun. It's not an exciting trade. It's the bond market moves. It's glacial. Geez, the 6 brain cells really getting me today, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up
up there.
MSOS. Oh, I
can't.
I can't do that.
I'm gonna go. We could talk about it because I have played MSOS too many times that I'd probably care to admit. It's the weed. It's always off some government headline. But yeah, you could tell. Yeah, they're definitely getting. There's some type of holy crap. But yeah, we're getting some program action now. It looks like they're buying Soxel, a little bit of healthcare, buying futures.
Course is green. That's
right into the bell.
That's my crackhead trade, by the way.
They might be front running mock right now. That'll be interesting to see what they do.
See, that's the kind of shit I don't like getting caught in. But to each their own. If you were looking for this move off of the 2-day and the week to date, that good on you. Good on you. But I can't trade that way.
I mean, the only significant level is 55.70, and I don't think we can get there in fucking 14 minutes.
And how many head fakes did it give you? I think you can get to that 553.66 area on this push. I think you can do it. You still got. This is like one of those 10 minutes left in the day, and they just are just going to hammer shorts and let this thing make a stupid parabolic move and take it right back down after the close.
Yeah, I got to see what mock is too, because it really looks like they're front running it right now. Maybe they're front running it to get some exit liquidity, end of month rebalance, right? Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got a gap fill at 553.90.
What nice move. I mean, you can see what they're buying, right? So like XLP is getting some programs. That TLT was bid all day yesterday. Energy got clobbered today. What have they done to it since? Yeah.
They're coming back for Rigetti. Not huge, 50,000.
I mean, is it so? Sanmo in the room talking about end of month rebalance. So why would I don't know? You'd be doing it throughout the course of the day. We wouldn't wait for the end, would you?
Yeah, I guess it kind of depends on. I guess it just depends. I don't know.
What's the size of the volume coming in here?
I mean, futures isn't even that impressive, to be quite honest with you.
That's what I mean.
At least on NQ, it's impressive on ES right now.
Yeah.
Not wild, but what are we doing? Volume a second right now, 96 a second on ES and 26 or so on NQ. That's not.
I'm tempted to take some 473s, see if they don't reverse this all on mock on the Qs.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. We've seen them do this before. They front run mock, and then they use everybody's liquidity.
Just for you guys, I'm taking a 10 lot, 473 Qs, 0 day, paid 98 cents.
Smitty's dropping the mic.
All right, you take what, 473s? We'll watch it live for everybody.
Caught him at 98. If we lose some money, we lose some money.
I think Qs is going to go touch the T1 here.
What's that level at?
Sorry, SPY. Sorry, I meant SPY, not Qs. SPY's 553.66. let's see if it doesn't reject off of the high, I think you could see a gap fill.
All right, here comes mock. I mean, we're in a positive gamma pocket on 0 day. Very small. So there's not a lot of hedging that'll have to happen, but I don't know. This feels trappy.
Boom.
Oh, baby.
All right, so here's what I think. Any spike over this T1, you probably got to be thinking about.
I might actually step in for a short scalp now.
Yeah.
Slippery, slimy guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to see what they're going to do, but I might take a stab short just for a little reversion.
$4 billion.
Joe, don't do it. I'm underwater. Don't come down with this ship. I'm telling you.
I want to see if they do a little bit more because you'll get one more algorithmic push at 255, so 5 more minutes.
You get out, yeah.
But I mean that this is a good spike, so.
But volume has definitely stepped up. I mean, ES volume is 260.
Okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, same NASDAQ futures jumped.
Yeah,
pretty nice there.
For those, I don't know if people can see it. Smitty's head might be blocking it. But right here on my chart on this left side shows your volume a second.
Did I not just say we were going to potentially gap fill?
You did.
Nailed it. I should have listened to the master over there.
I think that now anywhere.
I mean, you're there now. I mean, fuck it. Yeah. I'm going for a scalp.
Yep, you can pull the rug. They can pull the rug anywhere in here now.
Microsoft just barely green, filled the gap as well. So from this morning,
you can pump it up a little bit higher if you guys want. I will.
That looks like a spot to honestly. If you really needed to take this short on the Microsoft just to gamble, I would be buying the puts on this one, but I don't think I'm going to do it.
Boy, nice pop here. I'm starting to hit a little bit of a wall. Wow. Well, it's the first time we've done this where we had a little fireworks. I mean, 5570 was there. Yeah, I said earlier on Ranch on Ocho, like when they were like, oh, is there anything significant from a gamma perspective? I'm like 5570, but I don't know if we can get there because it's the gap fill. And look where they went.
El Magneto still pumping too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See what those end of day 5560s did. Oh yeah, God, dude, look at that. That is where you wanted to be sitting. Those went from about 65 cents to $13. Now 15. That was the trade.
Damn,
guys.
Bro. You're in a huge negative gamma pocket now. So there's a lot of dealer shit you have to deal with. And this late in the day too. Like this is where it's most significant. What a run.
T2 is sitting pretty much right where the 50 is. So if they, if they hit the gas, maybe that's an area that you look to short. But I think they can pull the rug wherever they want in here.
And they usually do. There's usually some type of pullback off of this initial. I'll go, okay, there it is. Come on, baby, a little more. Oh, wow. Yeah. And I'm covering that right there.
Beauty.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was small. That's $1,000.
Good work.
As luck. They have more than it is. I mean, or $938 was what I ended up getting on that.
Okay. Hey. Makes up for my $900 loss that we'll see here on the 473s.
Well, Smitty, when did you are those 0 DTE?
Yeah, 0 day Qs.
So you still have 15 minutes after the close?
Oh yeah. I'm hanging out in them. I'm not too worried right now. We'll see what happens. And that's in the big account, so you know.
Can't believe we fucking touched 55.70. I mean, I literally I looked at them when we were way so much lower and they were worth nothing, and that's what we want. I mean, I would have never taken it because it's just such an egregious lottery ticket.
You must
And you'd have to sit all day to get it.
You must trust the ranchero.
Great move. I'm glad I got out of that. Now they're going even higher.
Semi's got a nice little boost here too.
Yeah, I just can't play with fat size end of day, you know?
Well, yeah, for sure.
$1,000, I'll take it.
Microsoft is running right up in the year-to-date VWAP, by the way. It's
Of course.
97.40. That's what I was seeing. That's like, man, it's in the spot where you almost lottery goes short.
Right, exactly.
Sheesh.
And if they pay you on your lottery tickets before, you gotta take it.
So here's this negative gamma pocket I'm talking about here. See how deep red that is? They have to hedge against all of this right now. So this could get crazy. Let's see where Charm is at now.
It's almost what it looks like happening too, Joe.
Yeah, they're buying the fuck out of the futures.
They're just going to have to chase it. Yeah, they're going to chase it higher.
Aiden, don't worry. I have been there. Ranch has been there. Smiddy has been there.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Where we've been in stuff. I mean, I was literally on the phone with Smiddy on one of the trades. And he's like, take it off. And I agreed. You took it off. And then it would have been another, $15, $20. Lucci was, his contract he got out at 90 from like $6. It went to 500. 500. Right. So everybody has those. At the end of the day, you took it off and you got good green, Zero DTE getting a move from $9 to 40. You got to sit through a lot of pain.
Yeah, for sure you do.
So if you have a shit ton of profits, you don't care about wasting all that money, then so be it. But hey, 9.7 to 11. I'm for every single $1.50 scalp on zero DTs that you can get, my friend. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
I concur.
Well, that was the other thing we talked about too on Monday is CTAs are buyers in every scenario right now. What a move.
Unrelated, but they got gold back down to 3,300 on the futures. It's a nice base, but
there's your trade. If all of this rolls over like everybody keeps blabbing about, that's probably your trade.
Yeah. I still want to see a little more. I want to see a little more pain in this. Like 3250 was really my downside target, but we may not get there, Right now, 3280 seems to be pretty healthy support on this thing, and they've bought it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. So when we break that might be the when I really get excited.
I mean, bad earnings can get you paid. That's your bet now, right, Smid?
Yep, that's what I'm thinking, man. If these guys don't come out and guide real nice and make everyone happy, which I don't think things look great, right? Imagine how tough that would be to come out and say, no, it's fucking things look rosy. Kind of tough, but here's some big end-of-day sweeps. I mean, not huge considering what we're talking about, but 516 Meta and Microsoft calls, both a pair for both of them. So we'll see. Somebody's bullish into the close, but that could very well be hedging.
I'm going to take off that chart, and we're going to give everybody a sneak peek of our chat room. Well, not really a sneak peek, but you can see what we look at. I'm sure there's going to be some fantastic shit talking if Lucci comes in here and starts swinging. But yeah, ASTS, Meta sweeps at the end of the bell, Microsoft. I mean, what was the name last week off earnings where you had, oh my God, look at credit spreads dumping. Holy shit. Holy shit. There's your fake out.
Yep.
There's all the exit liquidity.
Yep. Well, we thought it might show up anywhere, anytime, and it has.
All right. I will drop earnings once I get them. Qualcomm's out already?
Yeah, nice initial sell-off in Microsoft and Meta at the close. We'll see how they dance around here.
So it's a beat by QCOM.
Smitty, where's your break even?
On the Qs?
Yep.
Oh, let me see real quick. Sorry, I popped up the charts of Meta Microsoft there.
All right, so gap EPS there looks like a miss. Looks like Qualcomm beat. Yeah, beat 2.85 versus 2.81. Sales 10.84 billion beats 10.65 billion. So beat for the Qualcomm.
73.82, Ranch. So we may or may not get there. Actually, hold on. That's incorrect. No, 72 flat pretty much. So I need to see 72 on the Qs for break even, but I don't know that we're going to get there. I don't know if I'm getting lucky today.
Right now, the more programs going off on futures.
Oh, big jump in Microsoft, 415 initial.
Qualcomm miss or beat Microsoft. But you also need the earnings call on Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. I want to say last quarter, that's where they really kind of killed people. It was a decent print, and then
because I sold a condor on it.
Yeah.
It was a good initial print, and then it got sucked back in, or maybe it was on the opposite side. Damn, Microsoft moving. Lots of shenanigans. You should see NQ right now and the bid-ask spread. Holy shit. It's 10 wide.
There we go. Meta's starting to perk up a little bit as well. At the 50s.
Damn, nice beat from Microsoft. I wonder what Meta is going to do.
Oh, yeah, that was a pretty healthy beat. Almost, 1.5 billion beat on the revenue side, and then, what is that, 24 cents on the earnings?
What's Crazy Flakes doing? Is he trading right now?
He just tweeted something, so let's see.
Where's he at?
Good Lord, thank God I got out. Oh, glad you got out of your short term there, Luch, because that was a total reversal, my friend. I shut down the 0-day stream.
Yep, and then I might jump here in a couple minutes, guys, because I've got to hop on the small group meeting with the other guys here in about 10 minutes.
Damn, QCOM is getting torched.
Oof.
This is one for you.
For who? For me?
No, Smiddy likes the QCOM. The QCOM.
That's a nice little beat down there.
I could hear the shaking in your voice. How long are you on this, Smitty?
Dude, no, I got a whole lot of nothing, Ranchero. My book is flat. I've got single futures in, ES, gold, copper, NASDAQ, platinum, silver, and Dow. So we're literally sitting in a big old pile of cash, and I'm just kind of waiting.
Y'all are in your rocking chairs.
Which is tough. I'm playing little here and there. Like I said a few days ago, I think that was Monday. I'm hitting, I'll hit whatever 100 contracts on the Qs or 25 on NASDAQ futures. That way, I'm keeping my losses pretty tight right now because I'll be honest, I'm not trading the best. This has not been the environment that I've been super successful in. So I think taking the step back and working on other shit, doing some other things, I'm like, all right, I'm making an all right choice. Tough to see some folks.
I don't mind. Listen, Smitty, I've got a bunch of cash as well, and I've just got what I'm getting after on the long side, what my positions are.
Right, and I want to start shopping long, but I'm a little nervous, and I don't mind. Yeah. Oh, nice rip there. Oh, 573.
Oh, there's Lucci's P&L. All right, yeah. So he dodged a bullet. I'm trying to get him to chase some shit in the after hours, and he's not biting.
Well, we should. Yeah, you got to type in there, Lucci. What are we shorting? Come on, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't freaking hate grabbing some lotto puts for tomorrow. I mean, I'm not gonna touch it, but
I don't know, man.
They're just ripping this. I'm just not gonna touch it. I'll trade tomorrow what I see, but whew.
He would have gotten smoked so bad. He really did dodge a bullet.
Yeah, it looks like he sold SPX 0DTs too. I'm gonna poke the bear with you.
Looks like met a nice beat as well.
Yeah, 6.43 beats 5.2, and it's a fat beat on EPS at least.
Yeah, revenue not as crazy, but still, beat by almost $1 billion. So good enough to keep people happy.
Here comes your Robin Hood. Here comes your Robin Hood. How does that look?
We getting Hood now?
Remember we talked about that.
Yeah, I got to see if that put seller on the 40s is going to get paid, and right now it looks pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, Aiden, NVIDIA running off of probably everything else. Let's see what eBay did. eBay.
Full disclosure, guys, I did those Qs are going to pretty much zero out. It looks like here, so little $980 cost on my end. Yep, just going to eat that.
All right.
You did it for the lulz for everybody's entertainment.
We had to. Keep everyone entertained while we're here. That was for George over there for his unsubscribe. I like that, George.
George is like, yeah, well, I went long, so.
Hey, I hope he did. I hope he made some shekels after he signed off.
Let's see. Robinhood adjusted EBITDA 470 million versus 501, so that's a miss. Revenue is a beat. Net income beat. EPS beat. I mean, the put sells right now look like they're going to preem the fuck out by tomorrow.
Well, look, I'm back to green on the cores.
Oh, did cores pop overnight? A little
no,
sesh?
it's popping right now. I'm looking
for. Boy. You were in around here, but 8.25.
Yeah, like 8.11.
Nice gap.
We're back. All right, let me go. I'm going to hop off. It was good hanging out with you guys. Thanks for everyone who tuned in, and I will catch you guys on the next one of these. And you take care. I'll see you two tomorrow.
See you, man.
Peace,
Sounds good. Damn.
I did my best to goad Lucci into.
So I'm sitting there too, like, how is this guy not shooting on something? Like, usually he'd be in there. He's like, all right, I'm in Meta's ass right now. I'm in Meta's ass. I'm shooting. I'm up. All right, I got 100 shares at 562. Fucking hood. I mean, the guy's hood looks just gonna sit flat. So far, those late day sweepers into the bell have done pretty well for earnings plays. Oh wait, no, he's in. Lucci's in. All right, we got something to watch. All right.
Still in queues from 350. Oh no, wait, he has 75 left. He's in there.
He's in it. He's in the queues. Fucker's long at the queues.
He just can't stop.
No, he can't, dude. This is the action. He's the one of the only people I know that gets so excited for after hours action, like within like the first 5 to 10 minutes.
I mean, I give him credit. He is good at it.
He's great at it. But I also too, I think the tape slows down.
Yeah, I mean the liquidity dries up.
Yeah, exactly. So he can probably get a better read.
Fair enough.
I can't. That's not me, man.
Nope. But if you want to learn how to do it,
shameless plug.
Yeah,
Lucci can teach you to tape read.
Lucci knows how to do that shit.
Oh, BHC reported too. Bosch Health Companies. All right, let's go look at Lucci's trade.
Hood back up here again.
He's getting more off now. Look at this guy.
Dude, look at the candle on Microsoft at the close. I wonder how many people that just shook out at the last.
Don't right here. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Dude, this is still going, and Lucci's still getting paid. No, he's long, Papu. Lucci is long right now.
Yep.
But deep down in his soul right now, he's like, all right, I'm gonna take these off, and then he wants to short this shit. Like deep down in his loins, he's like, I want to short it. What is Enbis doing? Oh, Enbis is going. Thank the Lord. EQX reported. What did S-Bucks end up doing? That's what I need to check.
I thought they missed.
Weren't
they yesterday?
Yeah, they got torched.
Torched.
I mean, look at the fuckery after hours on this. Look at this shit. This is right after earnings. Big red candle, followed by a green candle, followed by bye-bye. Ta-ta. See you later.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Go, motherfuckers.
Oh, MetLife reported.
Broadcom's getting a pop here in the after hour.
I think Nvidia is too. I think all the Q names are being, lifted up by all boats. Yeah, Papu. So Lucci was short into today and was holding a lot of it. And then I think he ended up giving up a lot of his initial gains. Ended up green on the day, obviously, but not like a crazy amount. And now his bought after hours. He bought more Qs. And he's shorted puts. Of course he's shorted puts. One of these days, I will convince him to come on here after hours and shoot live for me and Ranch's purely for me and Ranch's amusement.
Just to troll him.
Yeah.
Just to get him to put up bigger size.
But he will be actually tomorrow morning, the first hour and a half, 2 hours off the open. Lucci is supposed to be live with me on YouTube on the live stream. So if y'all want to see Lucci in action off the open, tomorrow will be the day. I have to remind him now that I just reminded myself.
All right, dude. Well, that chainsaw in the background is getting on my nerves. And your dog is getting my dog.
I think we got what we needed, Ranch. This was great. I will catch you tomorrow. We'll Ranch and I will catch you guys the next time we do this. And yeah, see you guys in the morning.
All right, everyone. Later.
Later.